Yo, yo, yo. What up, friends? It's Masters Week. I'm so excited for the first major championship of the year. We get the best in the world from all different tours finally back playing on the same golf course, one that we're more intimately familiar with than any other course in America. And we are here to present launching Longshots. As you see here, my name is Joe Idone at Tour Picks. I am a seeker of Longshots. It's been a year for him. Historically, the Masters, maybe not the best spot to look for a long shot. We're going to try to dissect a few guys that you can absolutely look at and apply this to your DFS lineups, apply this to top 20 bets, matchups. But these are three guys at long odds that I absolutely love. This show, of course, is presented by the good people over at RotoBaller. The promo code this week is outrageous. The code is Masters. I have my own code. I'm not even going to give it to you. If you're in here this week, the amount of content put out by the RotoBaller team is substantial. It is a mountain of information that will get you absolutely dialed in for everything you need to know regarding the 2024 Masters Championship. That promo is Masters, Masters. Use that now over at rotoballer.com. That will get you an annual subscription at roughly $6 a week. It's the best deal on the market. I publish 5 pieces a week over there, 6 including my podcast, The Model Maniac, Spencer Aguiar, Joe Nicely, Flag Hunting Pod. Like everyone is in there. Everyone is putting out their absolute best foot forward and pouring their heart and soul into everything they do. This is the biggest week of the year. I've mentioned it before for golf content creators. Support us, right? And if some of you are just checking it out for this week, give the RotoBaller channel a subscribe. Make sure to follow the RotoBaller PGA account. We'll get you super locked in for a great summer of golf incoming. Now let's talk 2024 Masters. Okay. There's a couple of factors you got to look at when trying to take a long shot. You don't really want a debutante. You want a guy with a little bit of experience. You want a guy that understands angles. You want a guy that has the ability to shot shape the ball. You want a guy with really good, solid hands around the green, because Augusta National is going to present to you an examination and a piece of property like none other on the PGA Tour. The first guy I'm going to look at has a lot of those. Now, he did make his debut at the 2023 Masters and was one of the rare people to do so and play well. I'm talking about Sahith Theegala, a solo 9th place finish last year. Gained strokes in every statistical category across the board at the 2023 Masters. He's in fantastic form. The thing about Sahith, he's a bit of a sprayer off the tee. So you look at some of his better tee to green performances, particularly you look at places like the Houston Open, where there was very little rough, right? There was really no penalty for a big miss. It was one of the lowest rated tournaments of the entire schedule in terms of missed fairway penalty. You look at the Century, ultra wide fairways, and the Century, I think, of any tournament, and I'll talk about this again later on the PGA Tour schedule, is probably ironically the best comp for Augusta National. You have the yardages there. You have the extreme elevation drops from tee box to green. You have super uneven lies. You've seen some crossover. Last year, John Rahm won both tournaments. Cam Smith has played well at both in years. Another player that I'll talk about is very fond of both those tournaments here in a second. But Sahith has been extremely consistent. T9 at the Players' Championship, T6 at the Arnold Palmer, 5th place at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. This guy is doing it in elevated fields. He is not scared of a single player in this golf tournament, and I think that he possesses all the tools to play well. There are some other guys in this range. So Sahith is 55-1 this week, is the best price currently here on Tuesday night before the Masters. There are other guys, there are bigger long-term names. You can find Colin Morikawa here. You can find Jason Day. You can find Patrick Cantlay in some spots, Justin Thomas. Sahith is playing better than them, and I don't love the fact that their form has been shaky, and the Masters is not a place to show up to if your iron play isn't strictly dialed in. He's got the short game of a veteran. Sahith is 55-1. I really like his chances this week. Okay, moving on to my next selection. You want to talk about a guy who finds a way at Augusta National when oftentimes he shouldn't. A guy that in many cases you can ignore a little bit of some question marks regarding form because he is very course specific in terms of his play. I'm talking about 80 to 1 on the most hated man showing up this week in an 89 player field, Patrick Reed. Not afraid to back him at that price. He is great in a top 20 market as well. I actually like Patrick Reed as top live player this week. I took that bet at 14 to 1. He's got this place figured out. 2018 champion before we have strokes gained data here over at Bet the Number. But you could see what he does at Augusta, and he has gained strokes around the green and putting in each of the last 4 starts. That's where he makes his hay. These green complexes are unlike any other, not only on the PGA Tour, but probably any other golf course on the world. The way I describe them on my podcast is like an ocean floor. They move and wave in random patterns, and you have to understand slopes. You have to understand touch, not only with your putting when you've got 50 footers, but you have to understand that as well with your short game. And he is maybe has the best set of hands on the PGA Tour. Of course, he went to Augusta College. He went to Georgia for a little bit while, but graduated from Augusta College. He's familiar with the property. First, 10th, 8th, 4th in the last 6 years for Patrick Reed. Let's roll him right back out there again at Augusta. P. Reed is 80 to 1. Love that bet. Okay. An absolutely deep one here. Nuclear launching a long shot on this one, and we're going to 170 to 1 this week. And I'm talking about Christopher Kirk. Here's the reason I like Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk, as you can see here from his stat profile, has really struggled putting. And the reason that I would put that is because the majority of these tournaments have been played on a Bermuda grass surface with a Poa Trivialis overseed. A lot of big agronomical verbiage there, but I can tell you one thing. This is going to be the first tournament on the PGA Tour schedule this season that is played on bent grass. Over his last 100 rounds, the only putting surface in terms of greens that Chris Kirk is a positive is bent grass. The other thing, and I mentioned this with Sahith, who finished second at the Century, it's the best comp we have. You see what he was able to do there in finishing first. He had his best strokes gained total week of the season so far there. He understands uneven lies. He's comfortable playing a consistent draw off the tee, which for right-handed players is the preferred shot shape around Augusta National. He's a Sea Island guy, so he's sort of familiar with this region and this country and a lot of the aspects of what goes down here in the southeast, not quite Florida, but up there in Sea Island, not far from Augusta, Georgia. Chris Kirk is 170 to 1. There are big top 20 numbers. There are big top 40 numbers. I like him if you can get a little piece of some matchups. And look, it's not like he's playing terrible. Top 26 at the Players, T28 at the Cognizant. He made all 3 cuts there. Arnold Palmer, 44th. The Sony Open was 18th, so he's got some performances this season that I think he can hang his hat on. If you zoom out a little bit from his last month, Chris Kirk is a great course fit. He's done it on this type of undulation and heavy sort of uneven lies. 171 is a huge price. Went a little long with this one, but guys, it's Masters Week. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to get over there and sign up to be a part of the team over with us at RotoBaller. We have an incredible summer lined up. The content just keeps on rolling. I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for checking out Launching Long Shots. Peace.